Are you wondering why your less experienced colleague got promoted before you? I know this is frustrating and it even seems unfair. Today I'll tell you 5 reasons why this happened, and then I will tell you how you can position yourself for promotion instead. First of all, you might be making a critical mistake here. You are equating experience and time to efficiency and expertise. Whilst hours on the job are important, time frame has little to do with it. So you might have spent a longer amount of time doing a particular job, but it doesn't necessarily make you better at that job than the person next to you. They, on the other hand, focused on developing expertise and making the best of the time that they were actually working in that particular role. As a result, they probably mastered the art and craft faster than you because they were focusing on expertise rather than time frame. Number 2, they started with a specific goal in mind and a time frame. They probably asked for advancement and promotion, and if they were told no, then they asked for a specific plan to work towards. You, on the other hand, put your head in the sand. You're working hard without any career development goal in mind. You don't have a strategy in place, and you're hoping that someone is going to notice you. Most importantly, you probably lacked agency. Number 3, you undermine your expertise, whilst they, on the other hand, used to overvalue and acknowledge their own expertise. They confidently stood in the space of an expert, and an expert doesn't mean someone who is way better at what they do. It just means you're 2 or 3 steps ahead of the person who's behind you. The 4th thing you do is you do the job of 3 people instead of 1. Why should we promote you? Because if we promoted you, then we would need to hire 3 people to replace you. Your less experienced colleague, on the other hand, does the job of 1 person and then delegate the rest. This shows leadership, and leadership leads to promotion and advancement. And lastly, you will refuse to grow your personal brand and increase your visibility at work. Whilst they, on the other hand, are highly visible, they're not afraid of sitting at the table and influencing the decision making. Hence, it's easy for them to get promoted and advance. Before I tell you what you can do to position yourself for promotion instead, if you are new here, welcome. Remember to hit subscribe. That way you get notified each time we publish a new episode. I'm all about helping you advance in your career, increase your earning potential, all this whilst maintaining that tricky balance between your personal life and your work life. And then if you are already subscribed, then I'm inviting you to like this video if you're enjoying it, and just take a moment to share this video with another amazing person who needs to hear this. So the first thing you can actually do in positioning yourself for promotion and advancement, and to stop this from happening, to stop this phenomenon of less experienced colleagues getting promoted before you, is become intentional about efficiency and results. You know what? You want to know what your key performance indicators are, and what you can do is set an objective for yourself. Each time you get to work, block out your most productive hours to do important work. I'm an early bird. What I tend to do is I'll wake up early, between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. 7 a.m. is sleeping in for me, and that's usually weekend. But weekdays, 4 a.m., 6 a.m. And then, I wake up, do my morning routine, and then straight away I start working. If you work in a physical location, then you don't have the luxury. You have to get ready first and go to work. But as soon as you hit your desk, work on your most important milestone. During that time when you're most energetic, you're concentrating, you are highly effective, and make sure that every single day you're achieving an important objective. You're saving your company money, you're reducing costs, you're saving them time, you're finding ways of being more effective and efficient with time. And as you do this, you make yourself an asset to your organization, and they cannot help but promote you. Number 2, ask for what you want. People are not mind readers. You know what? I'm a Christian and I love reading my Bible. And there's a parable in the Bible about knocking, where Jesus is saying, when you knock, the door will be opened for you. When you seek, you shall find. That is the nature of life. If you plant seeds, you will reap. There's no other way around it. So start asking your manager, start asking your team for new opportunities. Ask your manager, what opportunities are there for me to advance? And you know what? It's never too early for you to ask these questions. I know for me, years back, I was only, I think, 6 months in the organization, and already I was having a conversation with my CEO and asking him, what do I need to do in order for me to advance? How much time do I need to give myself in this role to learn as much as I can before I move on to the next level? Because again, remember, you don't want to be prematurely promoted before you're ready. You want to learn as much as you need to do, as much as you need to in that particular role before you move on to the next. That way your leadership skills are growing. But get in the habit of asking. If you get a no, that's fine. Just ask your manager when. Number 3, own your expertise and acknowledge your value. Actively seek opportunities for growth and development. Nowadays, learning is free and you can learn anything online. You can maybe take extra courses at school. Whatever it is you decide to do, be active about sharpening your skills. Be active about owning your expertise as you grow in those skills. Number 4, stop overworking. Again, you know what? There's a proverb that my grandmother used to tell us growing up, and she would say that running is not arriving. Life is not a sprint. It's a marathon. You want to go slower so you can go longer. It's not a 100-meter sprint. And what happens is when you're doing the job of 3 people, you bend yourself on both ends. You bend yourself into the ground. And within a few short years, you have nothing more to give. And I know this all too well from experience. So now even as I work, I'm very careful with how much work I'm doing. Am I working smart? How can I work more effectively? I'm no longer about working harder. And you know what? This is coming from someone with a strong work ethic. I consider myself as someone with a strong work ethic. And I do that by really, doing my most important work during the hours of the day when I am focused, I'm energetic, and then as the day wears on, I do less important tasks as we go. So learn to delegate and say no. And lastly, even as an employee, you are the CEO of your life. And I always say, as CEO of your life, it's within your best interest to maximize opportunities and profits. And how can you do this? You can grow your visibility. Be visible. Be seen within your company and organization. Do not go into meetings and important discussions and hide behind a desk or behind other people. Let your presence be felt. Walk into important discussions prepared. Be a good listener. And then, when you have listened to other people, take whatever you've heard from them, bring it together, and then make this wise assessment of the situation. Make this wise contribution to the work that is being done. Walk into work knowing that you're making an impact. And as you do this, you have a spring in your step. And I actually made a video last week about how to grow your visibility. And if you haven't watched it already, I'm gonna link to that video here, and I'm gonna link it in the description. Learn how to become more visible. You are a personal brand, even as an employee. Branding is not the work of entrepreneurs and companies. Even as an employee, you can position yourself strategically for promotion and advancement by being visible. There you have it. Those are the tips I have for you today on how to position yourself strategically for advancement. Again, if you have not subscribed, then welcome to the family. I invite you to hit subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, then don't forget to like this video and share it with a colleague who needs to hear. I'm gonna link to some videos for you to binge watch on. So after this video, definitely go watch on those, because then I help you build your skills as you position yourself for advancement. My name is Lorraine. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.